Good morning, everyone. We apologize to you all for a short delay as we are having some technical issues here. So we are going to start now. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of United Schools Organization of India, I am Akanksha. Extend a very warm welcome to all of you for the fourth session of our national webinar series, Beyond Boundaries, Understanding Special Needs. Today's theme is Understanding Special Abilities, Moving Beyond Disabilities. This webinar is being recorded and streamed live on USO's official YouTube channel. Feel free to share the link with your colleagues who may not have been able to join live. Now, let me invite Ms. Neena Jain to say about USO and our activities.
Good morning, everyone. Apologize once again for the delay. We were having some technical issues. Doesn't matter how well prepared we are, something or the other happens at any point of time. But in any event, let me first start off by introducing to you United Schools Organization of India. We, as you all know, are a registered society and we were established in 1951. In fact, this is the year that we are starting our 75 years of celebrating 75 years of our organization. We have a mandate to advance the social, cultural, and moral standards of schools in India to global levels. And in order to do so, we conduct several extracurricular tests, seminars, conferences, competitions, campaigns, and programs. And all of our activities are on a national platform. The seminars, of course, have now become webinars, but nonetheless, it is still on a national level. It is our aim, and we strive to create global citizens by providing the students and even the teachers avenues to explore their potential. So the students extending them beyond just academics. Now, just to let you know of our impact, since we have been around for 75 years, we are extremely proud of our legacy and the impact that we have created over the last 75 years. In order to just give you a perspective, so far in our 75 years, we are active in more than 31 states, or rather in 31 states. We have a presence in more than 16,000 schools nationally. More than 5 million students have been active participants in our activities. And this could not have been possible without the support of the wonderful teachers, wherein more than 22,000 teachers have been around in order to promote USO's message. We have conducted more than 500 activities, and we are proud that we have partnered with more than 50 partners in order to get these activities to schools and students all on a national level. Now, with respect to our activities for special schools, we began conducting such national and providing the special schools with a national platform in 2019. In order for our activities to take root, we routinely partner with not just UN agencies, but also various government organizations, wherein we partner with them together in order to bring an activity to schools. So just to let you know, the first activity that we began was in the year 2019, and it was the Specially Abled Children's National Science Painting Competition conducted with CSIR NISCARE at that time, and it was in partnership with UNESCO. It was also in association with the Department of Persons with Disabilities, Government of India. And then we began to conduct activities on an annual basis. In 2020, we had the Specially Abled Children's National Poster Making Competition, again with NISCARE and in association with the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. In the year 2021, we then conducted the National Science Painting Competition for Specially Abled Children with CSIR NISPA and in partnership with UNESCO. In 2022, we started with ABC2, one of the most exciting competitions, I think, because I love comics personally myself. So it was ABC2, which is Anybody Can Cartoon. And this was again organized for specially abled children. 2023, we came up with the National Drawing Competition for Specially Abled Children. And this was held on the occasion of Mother's Day, highlighted the importance of the most important woman in my life. Sorry, it was for Women's Day, not Mother's Day. In 2024, we started to conduct activities which were a bit more inclusive. So we started with Art for Change, which is our national and annual program. It's a painting competition where we bring in an issue of a global or social concern, and students nationally, they give us their paintings for this. So we made this an inclusive competition, and we held another competition which is called the Dancey Festival. The first time we were conducting a dance competition, and that too online. And this was conducted for specially abled students, which was a very exciting competition, and I was thrilled with the feedback that we received. So we pushed the boundaries a bit further, and in the year 2025, which is this year, we conducted the E-Mime competition. And this was again pushing boundaries for us, and this all is under our Beyond Boundaries program. Special schools, through the art of mime, express themselves, and this was again done on a theme which we select annually, and the theme for this time was based on SDG 13, climate action. In addition to this, we also conduct annually the Diwali Mela for schools that are based in the Delhi NCR region, and we have been doing so for the last 4 years. Very exciting time for us in the office, and in fact, even all around us, we get very excited by having such activity during Diwali time. Now, in terms of promoting inclusivity, there are competitions that we have conducted in the past as well, which have not just for special schools, but just taking all schools and having it open to all the students. In 2020, the ABC2 competition that we conducted in collaboration with Junior Diamond was one such competition. And in 2021, we conducted the My Immuno Booster Recipe Challenge, which was done in collaboration with Rise Infinity and Glenmark. Again, both competitions were inclusive. There was another very exciting program that we conducted, and that was in the year 2020. It was called H2O. H2O is a reflection of water, so it was indeed water-based. It was conducted in partnership with UNESCO, and in collaboration, we had several partners, Namami Gange, the National Mission for Clean Ganga, that is, Wisdom, Water Digest. They were all part of our partner list. And so that brings us to Beyond Boundaries, Understanding Special Needs, which is this webinar series. And can I now hand that over to Ms. Akanksha so that she can take you through rest of the slides? Akanksha, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The Beyond Boundaries series was launched to empower special schools through expert-led sessions. These webinars aim to raise awareness and share practical strategies for inclusive education. About this series, Beyond Boundaries Understanding Special Needs is a webinar series exclusively for special school students across India. This initiative aims to foster awareness, inclusivity, and best practices in special education by bringing together experts, educators, and caregivers. This year-long series from April 2025 to March 2026 includes 12 insightful webinars, each dedicated to a unique aspect of understanding and supporting children with special needs. Covering a wide range of topics, the series will explore innovative teaching strategies, inclusive learning environments, assistive technologies, behavioral supports, and more. Today's focus is understanding special needs, understanding special abilities, moving beyond disabilities. This session will help us shift our lens from identifying deficits to appreciating each child's unique strengths and potentials. Our speaker will now take us through the understanding special abilities, moving beyond disabilities. Let me introduce our today's speaker, Ms. Lavanya. Ms. Lavanya Sharma is a dedicated and experienced special educator with a strong focus on inclusive education, early intervention, and remedial support. She works closely with children with autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, intellectual disabilities, learning difficulties, and developmental delays. Ms. Lavanya believes that every child can grow and thrive with the right support. She creates individualized education plans and works with families, therapists, and teachers to build learning paths that match each child's unique strengths. Areas of expertise: early identification and developmental screening, remedial teaching and academic support, IEP planning and progress monitoring, parent training and guidance, inclusive classroom support, and shadow teacher coordination, assistance with NIOS, vocational training, and disability certifications. Welcome, Ms. Lavanya, for today's session. Now I'm handing over to Ms. Lavanya.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. So we can start today's topic, understanding special abilities moving beyond disabilities. Can I have the slides, please?
Lavanya ma'am, your I think internet is little breakable.
Okay, ma'am. Wait. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you please show my slides here?
Yes, ma'am, we are on it actually.
Okay. Yes. So our today's topic is understanding special abilities, moving beyond disabilities. So firstly, we are going to discuss about what are special abilities. Next. The special abilities are the unique strength. As we know that we all are human beings, हमारी खुद की कुछ ना कुछ strengths होती हैं, capabilities होती हैं. तो ये सब जो चीजें हैं एक बच्चे में naturally होती हैं. As a parent, as a teacher, as an educator, we come from very a child comes from various aspects. So our focus should be on these capabilities. Our focus on the potential, so that we can understand the way of how child can learn, express themselves. So these are the special abilities, these are the strength which help us to understand the child, and हम यहाँ पर बच्चे के अंडरस्टैंड करने के बाद उसके लेसन प्लान्स, आईपी वगैरह बना सकते हैं. नेक्स्ट. अब स्पेशल एबिलिटीज को समझना क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है, व्हाई इट मैटर्स, ताकि हम राइट सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड कर सकें बच्चे को, बच्चा भी फील करे वैल्यूड, हम बच्चे को अप्रिशिएट कर सकें उसके पॉजिटिव रिस्पॉन्सेज के लिए, उसका कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप कर सकें. द चाइल्ड विल बी एबल टू एम्पावर with their self-worth and beliefs in their capabilities. हम एक inclusive society की तरफ अपना कदम रख सकें. Disability is what we see, ability is what we must look for. Next. Let's talk about what is disability. अगर हम मेडिकल और क्लिनिकल पर्सपेक्टिव में देखें तो these are the limitations या impairments. अब लिमिटेशंस हैं तो ये हमारी कुछ एबिलिटीज जो होती हैं पर्सन की, उनको हमारा फिजिकल या मेंटल, sensory, cognitive, these are the abilities abilities which are limited. हमारे communication and mobility ये सब affect होती हैं. For example, if a student in the classroom, might be the student will not be able to hear all the instructions. So we can further work on it and provide them some visual aids. These should be our focus. Next. What is neurodiversity? As Professor Reena ma'am discussed about neurodiversity, so जो person होता है जिसको neurodiverse वो जो अलग तरीके से डिफरेंट वेज में एक्सपीरियंस करता है, इसमें कंडीशंस हमारी हो सकती है जैसे ऑटिज्म, अटेंशन डेफिसिट हाइपर एक्टिविटी डिसऑर्डर, डिसलेक्सिया. न्यूरोडाइवर्सिटी जो है वो एक प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, बल्कि एक डाइवर्स फॉर्म है ब्रेन की, जिसको हम क्लासरूम में सेलिब्रेट कर सकते हैं. किस तरीके से? बाय प्रोवाइडिंग देम वेरियस लर्निंग स्टाइल्स. हम बच्चे की कैपेबिलिटीज पर फोकस कर सकते हैं और वैल्यू कर सकते हैं उसके यूनिक कंट्रीब्यूशन को. नेक्स्ट. अब इन एबिलिटीज पे फोकस हमें क्यों करना है? व्हाई फोकसिंग ऑन एबिलिटीज मैटर्स? बूस्ट कॉन्फिडेंस इन सेल्फ एस्टीम. ये एक बच्चे की जो कॉन्फिडेंस है, सेल्फ एस्टीम है, उसको बढ़ाता है. एनकरेज करता है पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट. जो बच्चा है वो अपने क्लास एनवायरनमेंट में या कम्युनिटी में जब इंटरेक्ट करेगा तो उसे एक सपोर्टिव एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड होगा, जिसकी वजह से बच्चे का सेल्फ एस्टीम भी स्ट्रॉन्ग, उनको भी समझा जाएगा, वो भी अननोटिस नहीं की जाएंगी. और जो हमारा फोकस है, जो चैलेंजेस हमें आ रहे थे, उससे हमारा फोकस शिफ्ट होगा अपॉर्चुनिटीज पर. नेक्स्ट. What we should focus on. हमें किस पर फोकस करना है? अगर हम पेरेंट हैं, एजुकेटर हैं, टीचर हैं, तो हमारा फोकस होना चाहिए what they enjoy doing. Observe their preference or quiet time. Whenever the child is doing something, we just need to observe them, how they learn best. Here we need to identify that what are the activities the student can do better and how they can learn, like by the visual aids, hands-on tasks, movement, and music. Strength over struggles. Whenever we are talking about strength, it can be good memory, creative thinking of the child, kindness, and other positive traits. तो हमें इनको identify करना है and then we can work over it. Progress, not perfection. जो हमारे बच्चे होते हैं स्पेशल नीड्स, तो उनकी छोटी छोटी जितनी भी विक्ट्रीज हैं या कोई स्मॉल टास्क भी अगर बच्चे ने इम्प्रूवमेंट दिखाई किसी टास्क में, तो वी शुड सेलिब्रेट दिस. हमारी जो ये बच्चों की जो ये प्रोग्रेस है, इस पे हमें बहुत ध्यान देना चाहिए और हमें परफेक्शन से ज्यादा इनकी छोटी छोटी जो स्मॉल विक्ट्रीज हैं उन पे फोकस करना चाहिए. चॉइस एंड इंडिपेंडेंस. अलाउ देम टू मेक सिंपल डिसीजंस. अब सिंपल डिसीजन इफ द चाइल्ड इज डूइंग, तो उससे बच्चे की सेल्फ वर्थ बढ़ेगी, ऑटोनॉमी बिल्डअप होगी. नेक्स्ट. नर्चरिंग एक्सप्रेशन. If the child as like in argumentative or just encourage करना है उसकी इस expression को भी, because every child can do something great, we just need to find how they shine. Next. Now the question is how to identify talents and interest in children with special needs. Teachers here need to observe during free play, like whenever the child is doing any activities such as music, drawing, building blocks, offer them different activities. If you want to observe the child, you can also offer them activities like dance, puzzles, and some activities related to music and art. Notice repetitive actions. You can here note down all the repetitive actions during the classroom, whenever the child with the parents, so that you will get to know about the interest of the child. Use visual choices. You can present some pictures in front of the child or objects and allow them to prefer what they want to do, what they pick. We can also involve parents and caregivers, because most of the time the child stays with the parents and they already know about the child much more better than us. So here we can also discuss these things with them and get to know about the child in a better, like what they really like to do in daily routines, activities. Next. We can also use strength checklist. We can regularly track what are the strengths of the child, how much they have learned. These we can do on the regular basis. Next. Celebrating small victories. Whenever we are talking about children with special needs, each step forward in a significant achievement. We really need to focus on those small victories and celebrate them and provide the student positive reinforcement so that they can also also achieve and build their self-confidence. Next. Whenever we are focusing on small victories, which यहाँ पर बच्चे की जो स्मॉल स्टेप्स हैं जो बच्चे ने दिखाए, जैसे बच्चे ने आई कांटेक्ट, हमारा एक गोल था, बच्चे ने अचीव किया, तो हम क्या है उसको डेली प्रोग्रेस जो जितनी भी है उनको ऑब्जर्व करेंगे, मेंशन करेंगे, उनके बेसिस पर बच्चे को पॉजिटिव रिइंफोर्समेंट भी। बिहेवियरल माइलस्टोन जितने भी बच्चे ने इंडिपेंडेंटली किए या कुछ न्यू लर्निंग हुई या कोई माइलस्टोन बच्चे ने अचीव किया, तो वो भी एक स्मॉल विक्ट्री है। इमोशनल एंड सोशल गेन्स, यहाँ पर हम जेन्युइन स्माइल, क्लैप फॉर अ जॉब, सिंपल थम्स अप भी इंडिकेट शो कर सकते हैं बच्चे को, ताकि उसका कॉन्फिडेंस और एंगेजमेंट बिल्डअप हो, ताकि ग्रो करे बच्चा हमारा। नेक्स्ट. There are some strategies for meaningful celebrations. We can provide them immediate praise, like you did it, I'm so proud of you. Tangible rewards such as offering stars, stickers, and many more things. Shared accomplishments. Encourage sharing their work with their parents or peers. आपने क्या किया, पेरेंट्स के साथ भी उनका जो अचीवमेंट है, जो उन्होंने कुछ अच्छे टास्क किए, आप उनके साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं पेरेंट्स या पीयर्स के साथ, तो बच्चे को भी बहुत अच्छा लगेगा। You can also do one thing, increased responsibility. Like you had already given a child an opportunity or responsibility. बच्चे ने वो अच्छे से की, आपने थोड़ी सी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और बढ़ा दी कि अब आप देखते हैं ये वाला टास्क कितने अच्छे से करते हैं, तो ये भी एक तरीके से रिवॉर्ड बच्चे के लिए हो सकता है। नेक्स्ट. The power of positive reinforcement, which is very essential. जो हमारी positive reinforcement होती है, it involves praise, rewards, attention. अब हमें praise, rewards या attention बच्चे को तब देनी है जब एक desired behavior जो है वो हमें दिखे. The direct feedback encourage the child to repeat the behavior. हमें कोई भी behavior है बच्चे का, अगर चाहिए repeat करे वो बच्चे बिहेवियर को, तब हम उसे ये पॉजिटिव रेनफोर्समेंट प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं। Why it's important for children with special needs? It builds confidence and trust among students, strengthen desired behaviors, support emotional development of the students. Next. Putting positive reinforcement into practice. What we can do? We can provide verbal praise, like good job, well done, visual rewards, physical affirmation, high fives, gentle claps, or celebratory hug. Activity rewards like giving extra time to the student for playing, access to the favorite activity, or special privileges. Shared recognition, showing their completed work to their parents and another trusted adult for acknowledgement. There are some common misconceptions about special needs. Let's talk about. They can't learn. But in reality, every child can learn every child had their own pace of learning, so we should focus on there. They are always dependent. But reality is that with appropriate support, children with special needs can achieve significant independence. Their behavior is intentional. Challenging behaviors often stem for communication difficulties or sensory overload, not malice. It means that behavior जो है वो intentionally नहीं है, वो किसी issues जो बच्चे को आ रहे हैं might be उसकी वजह से हो. All disabilities are visible. Some of the disabilities are not visible, such as autism, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, learning disabilities. So हमें क्या करना है, यहाँ पर उन्हें understand करना है, एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप करनी है और एम्पैथी हमारे सेंस ऑफ एम्पैथी हमें होनी चाहिए. दे कांट गो टू रेगुलर स्कूल व्हिच इज आल्सो अ मिथ. देयर आर इंक्लूसिव एजुकेशन which includes all students and focus on their diverse learning. Next. Challenging societal stigma. Impact of stigma, like बच्चों को लेबल कर देना, स्लो है, प्रॉब्लमेटिक है, एक्सक्लूजन, एक्सक्लूड कर देना सोशली, एकेडमिकली, ग्रुप एक्टिविटीज में, या फिर उनका जो डेवलपमेंट है उस पर फोकस ही नहीं करना. ब्लेम. Parents and families frequently face judgment or blame for their child's condition. Misconceptions. A false belief that inclusion negatively impact on other students' learning perspectives. But what our responsibility? Our responsibility to provide, to use respectful language towards them. Always use person first language and avoid derogatory terms like slow, problematic. Promote acceptance. We just need to accept their differences. We just need to aware about those all disabilities and those all differences so that we can also work with the students. Focus on abilities. हमें strength और potential पे भी focus करना है और label बच्चों को नहीं करना, उनकी limiting. Put children with special needs in all schools and communities events and ensure they have equal opportunities. Next. Accessibility challenges. क्या क्या challenges आते हैं स्कूल और होम में वो देखते हैं. Common accessibility issues in school. Physical barriers like lack of ramps, lifts or accessible toilets, washrooms, furniture for wheelchairs users. Communication gap. Absence of sign language interpreter, braille material for visually and hearing impaired students. Teacher training, insufficient training for educators in inclusive practices and diverse learning needs. Sensory needs. No designated quiet or sensory spaces for children with sensory processing disorder leading to overstimulation. एंड घर पर भी कई बार ये चैलेंजेस देखने को मिलते हैं, जैसे स्ट्रक्चर्ड ऑब्स्टिकल्स, स्टेयर्स विदाउट हैंडरेल्स, रैम्प्स, नैरो डोरवेज, जिसकी वजह से बच्चे की जो मोबिलिटी है उसमें थोड़ी प्रॉब्लम आती है, उसमें एक बैरियर क्रिएट हो जाता है. कम्युनिकेशन एड्स लाइक लैक ऑफ विजुअल शेड्यूल्स, AAC tools, environment. Overstimulating home environment with excessive noise, clutter and inappropriate lighting. जिसकी वजह से जैसे नॉइज वगैरह की वजह से भी कई बार हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनमें बिहेवियरल इश्यूज देखने को भी मिलते हैं. नेक्स्ट. Why it is important, why it matters and what can be done when ensuring every child thrives. Accessibility means giving every child a fair chance to thrive, learn and participate fully in life. ताकि बच्चा जो है उसको फेयर चांस मिले और वो भी लर्निंग में या हर एक जो सोसाइटी का पार्ट है, कम्युनिटी है, उसमें भी पार्टिसिपेट कर पाए पूरे तरीके से. तो हम यहाँ पर क्या है कि एक्सक्लूड ना करे बच्चे को, एक सेफ एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड करें और जो भी उसकी एबिलिटीज हैं जैसे प्ले है, ग्रो, मतलब उसका ध्यान रखे कि कोई भी जो बच्चे के डेवलपमेंट को अफेक्ट ना करे, कोई भी चीज लिमिटेड ना करे. Creating accessibility spaces like हमें रैम्प्स लगवाना या फिर एक सेंसरी फ्रेंडली एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड करना visual support provide करना, AC tools, and explore करना low cost adaptations, which we can do in the classroom, in the environment where the child is living. Empowering through education. Train families, teachers in universal design principles, which we will discuss later, and make learning spaces flexible for diverse needs. Next. The teacher's pivotal role in inclusion. क्या टीचर का रोल है? Select appropriate tools. यहाँ पर आपको एक जो appropriate tools जो नीड के अकॉर्डिंग है बच्चे की assistive technology वो आप यूज कर सकते हैं. आप resources यूज कर सकते हैं जिनसे बच्चे की लर्निंग जो है वो enhance हो सके, improve हो सके. Integrate naturally. Here you can accommodate the daily lesson plans according to the child, and you can also make them an organic part of the classroom routine for the students. Encourage usage without stigma. Here you can provide the student an environment which is so positive and use the tools which support the learning of the child. Celebrate each and every small victory and do not use the words which decrease this confidence level of the students and reduce it. Basic training and collaboration. Engage students in foundational training for special needs, support, and actively collaborate with therapists. The collaboration with therapists is really very important so that we can work with the professionals and we can work as an interdisciplinary team. So we can achieve the goals in a very good way. Next. Next. Why labels can be harmful? जब हम किसी भी स्टूडेंट को लेबल करते हैं तो हम उन्हें कैटेगराइज करते हैं एंड हम उनके जो पोटेंशियल है उसको भी लिमिटेड कर देते हैं या फिर हम कुछ नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट्स जो होते हैं वो स्टूडेंट के ऊपर पड़ते हैं. हमारे जो लेबल्स होते हैं वो हमारे फिक्स्ड माइंडसेट को दिखाते हैं. कैन क्रिएट फिक्स्ड माइंडसेट अबाउट व्हाट अ चाइल्ड कैन और कैन नॉट डू, hindering their growth and beliefs in their own capabilities. Low expectations. Our expectations becomes very low when we are labeling the child. And sometimes we don't give the opportunities to the child for learning and development. Social stigma. Labels जो है उनकी वजह से social stigmas बनते हैं, leading to bullying, isolations or sense of otherness among peers. Disability over ability. They frequently focus more on the disability than the ability while we are labeling the children, overshadowing a child's unique strength and talents. Examples of limiting labels. Shifting our language can profoundly impact on how we perceive and interact with children. Here are some examples. Slow learners. जो हम जनरली वर्ड यूज करते हैं बट हम यूज कर सकते हैं लर्न्स एट देयर ओन पेस. हर बच्चा जो है वो अपने पेस से ही सीखता है तो हम यहाँ पर स्लो लर्नर की जगह ये टर्म यूज कर सकते हैं. प्रॉब्लम चाइल्ड नीड सपोर्ट टू मैनेज इमोशंस. वी जस्ट नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैम. दीज आर नॉट द प्रॉब्लम चाइल्ड. The problem is the child needs support to manage emotions where we can work. Non-verbal kid uses alternative ways to express themselves. Disabled student. We can use here student with diverse abilities. Embrace person's first language to knowledge. Yes. Now what to do instead? Communicate with dignity. Focus on strengths and progress. Celebrate small victories. Recognize their unique talents. Use person's first respectful language that emphasize the individual, not the diagnosis. Encourage every child's unique way of learning. It can be visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or tactile. Believe in the potential, not their labels. Fostering an environment of growth and endless possibilities. How to communicate with dignity. Use respectful language. Say children with special needs instead of handicap. Speak directly to the child, not just to the parent or teacher. You can talk them. Be patient and attentive. Give children ample time to respond. Use simple, clear words or visuals if needed. Maintain positive body language. Offer smiles, make eye contact, avoid showing frustrations towards them. Listen actively. Value their feelings, value their perspectives. If the student is expressing by gestures and using picture devices, let them do that. We just need to try to understand them. Avoid talking down. Speak with them. Not at all treat all the students with equal respect, dignity, regardless of their abilities. The collaborative role of parents, educators, and community is very important so that we can also make the environment inclusive for the student. The parents as advocates. Parents play a crucial role as primary advocates for the children with special needs. कैसे रोल है, मतलब किस तरीके से जो पेरेंट्स हैं हमारे कहाँ कहाँ उनकी वो बच्चे की हेल्प कर सकते हैं, बच्चे की नीड्स को आइडेंटिफाई करने में। वो जानते हैं बच्चे के राइट्स क्या हैं, होने चाहिए, क्या हेल्थ केयर सिस्टम है। एक्टिवली पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं आईपी में, इंडिविजुअलाइज्ड एजुकेशन प्लान में, जो हर बच्चे का होता है, जिसमें बच्चे के लॉन्ग टर्म गोल्स, शॉर्ट टर्म गोल्स इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, इंक्लूड होते हैं। Communicate regularly, openly with teachers and therapists to ensure consistent support. जो पेरेंट्स हैं वो यहाँ पर कोलैबोरेट कर सकते हैं टीचर्स के साथ भी, थेरेपिस्ट के साथ भी, ताकि उन्हें भी पता चले कि बच्चे की क्या प्रोग्रेस है, कहाँ पर बच्चे को नीड है, कहाँ पर हम सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं, जो बिहेवियर बच्चा दिखा रहा है वो क्या रीजंस हैं जिसकी वजह से दिखा रहा है, हम उसे कैसे रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं अगर वो कोई भी प्रॉब्लमेटिक बिहेवियर है। तो अगर अच्छा बिहेवियर है जो हम चाहते हैं रिपीट हो, तो उसके लिए हम क्या क्या स्टेप्स ले सकते हैं। रिकॉर्ड्स ऑफ योर चाइल्ड्स प्रोग्रेस है, उसका एक रिकॉर्ड रखना चाहिए जो बिहेवियर, हेल्थ, इन सबको देखने में, इन सब आगे डिसीजन मेकिंग में ये सब चीजें हेल्प करती हैं। Speak up for inclusive practice and educate resources in schools and the wider community. Inclusive practices पर फोकस करें और साथ में मिलकर स्पेशल एजुकेटर थेरेपिस्ट के साथ काम करें। रोल ऑफ स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स, स्पेशल एजुकेटर्स are at the forefront of tailoring education to meet diverse learning needs. यहाँ पर स्पेशल एजुकेटर का रोल आता है कि वो इंडिविजुअलाइज लर्निंग प्लान्स बनाए, हर स्टूडेंट्स की यूनिक स्ट्रेंथ और चैलेंजेस को ध्यान में रखते हुए। कंटेंट को मॉडिफाई करना, टीचिंग मेथड्स को मॉडिफाई करना चाइल्ड के अकॉर्डिंग, टू इंश्योर एक्सेसिबिलिटी एंड एंगेजमेंट ऑफ ऑल लर्नर्स। प्रोवाइड रेमेडियल सपोर्ट एंड इफेक्टिव utilization of assistive tools to enhance learning outcomes. Collaboration with parents, therapists and general education teachers बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है ताकि जो हमारा चाइल्ड है वो होलिस्टिकली डेवलप करे, उसकी ईच एंड एवरी एस्पेक्ट पे फोकस किया जा सके, आइदर इट इज फिजिकल, कॉग्निटिव, सोशल और इमोशनल। Train peers and staff on inclusive strategies, fostering a supportive and understanding school environment. Peers को ट्रेन करना, स्टाफ को ट्रेन करना, फैकल्टीज को ट्रेन करना, ताकि हम एक सपोर्टिव और अंडरस्टैंडिंग एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड कर सकें चिल्ड्रन विद स्पेशल नीड्स को। What are the roles of therapist and counselor? When we are talk about the occupational therapist, they help the children to develop their fine motor skills, integrate sensory information, and master daily living activities. When we talk about speech therapists, they support communication, language development, and address challenges related to speech articulation and comprehension. Speech related अगर बच्चे को लैंग्वेज डेवलप करनी है तो उसके लिए स्पीच थेरेपिस्ट ही उनको थेरेपीज प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं। If the child need assistance in managing emotions, modifying challenging behaviors, and developing essential social skills for interaction, we just need a behavior therapist for it. Counselors are very important. because they provide crucial emotional and mental health support for children and their families. काउंसलिंग से ही जो पेरेंट्स हैं, जो टीचर्स हैं, उनमें भी एक पॉजिटिव एटीट्यूड आता है टुवर्ड्स द चिल्ड्रन, टुवर्ड्स द लर्निंग ऑफ चिल्ड्रन विद स्पेशल नीड्स, fostering resilience and well-being. Next. Community involvement and support groups. A supportive community network significantly enhance the quality of life for children with special needs and their families. Organize karna awareness campaigns, inclusive events, and disabilities days to foster understanding and acceptance. Establish local support groups for parents to share tips, resources, and emotional support. जिससे क्या होगा, एक strong community bond build होगा. NGOs and community leaders can provide valuable resources such as early intervention programs and volunteer support. In the community, they can promote peer training initiatives to encourage empathy and inclusion among children. We can also develop vocational skill centers to prepare individuals with special needs for independent learning and employment. What are the roles of local bodies and institutions? To ensure accessible infrastructure in schools and public areas, making spaces usable for everyone. Everyone can use those infrastructure, and these should be very accessible. And it should also help in the mobilization and orientation. Allocate significant funds for inclusive education programs to provide, conduct regular teacher training workshops so that we can also provide them guidance related to the teaching methods, what we can do in various situations when we are having the students with diverse needs in our classroom. What should be our inclusive teaching methodology? Promote job opportunities and skill building initiatives to foster economic independence. यहाँ पे जो local government bodies हैं, they can also partner with NGOs and professionals to create impactful, sustainable programs that benefits the community. Next. Key takeaways and next steps. Building truly inclusive environment, a shared commitment and collaborative effort by everyone is important. The therapist, the parents, the teachers, the general teacher in the classroom, everyone should collaborate, and सबका जो perspective है, सबका जो collaboration है, वो बहुत important है. अब यहाँ पर आप एक empathetic language use करिए, focus करिए strength पर, community resources पर, ताकि जो नीड्स है उनके अकॉर्डिंग काम कर सके. Your role is in preparation for the classroom, seek training in adaptive perceptions. Next. Excuse me. Next. Empowering every child, a guide for inclusive education. Next. There we need to focus on universal design for learning, UDL. UDL क्या है? टीचिंग फ्रेमवर्क है जो डिजाइन किया गया है ताकि हम सभी बच्चों को इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज प्रोवाइड कर सके लर्निंग की. It gives all students equal opportunities to learn by designing flexible lessons that meets diverse needs. 3 core principles है UDL के. First है multiple means of representation. जब आप क्लासरूम में जा रहे हो, बच्चों को जो कंटेंट है वो प्रेजेंट करोगे, तो वो टेक्स्ट फॉर्म में भी हो, ऑडियो में भी हो, वीडियोस, विजुअल और रियल लाइफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स में भी प्रेजेंट जिनको आप कर सकते हैं करिए, ताकि जो बच्चे वेरियस लर्निंग स्टाइल्स के हैं, डिफरेंट लर्निंग स्टाइल्स हैं जो स्टूडेंट्स की, वो भी लर्न कर सके. मल्टीपल मीन्स ऑफ एंगेजमेंट where we can motivate students through various diverse approaches, such as providing them opportunities of games, group works, choices-based activities, and real-life examples to maintain interest. Multiple means of action and expressions allow students to demonstrate knowledge differently, not only in the one way. Like they can express themselves by drawing, speaking, using AAC, role-playing, writing, and technological tools. Next, why UDL, Universal Design for Learning, matters. It supports all the students, all the learners in the classroom by providing them by focusing on their diverse learning styles. Fosters inclusion. It focuses on each and every individual's learning so that we can also include everyone in the teaching learning process. Encourages creativity. UDL promotes flexibility in the curriculum, in the timetable, creative teaching methods, making learning more engaging and accessible for every student. What is differentiated instruction? Differentiated instructions are the teaching and output, which should be meet the diverse needs of the students, their readiness and interests. Content should be in text form, in forms, which should, the process, methods such as discussion, product. Allow varied responses like drawing, speaking, writing, or tech-based presentations. Environment, flexible spaces, sitting for comfort. Differentiated instruction, why it helps children, because it matches their pace and learning style. उसकी जो नीड्स है उनके अकॉर्डिंग ही हम इंस्ट्रक्शंस देंगे, ताकि हर बच्चे कॉन्फिडेंस एंड रिड्यूस टेंशन. इससे क्या है कि एक तो यहाँ पर कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप होगा बच्चे का, बच्चों से उनको अचीव करने में हेल्प मिलेगी, वो अचीव कर पाएगा, जिससे जो फ्रस्ट्रेशन है बच्चे की वो भी रिड्यूस होगी और कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप होगा. एनकरेजेस एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेशन, बच्चे को भी टीचिंग लर्निंग प्रोसेस में एक एक्टिव पार्टिसिपेंट की तरह हम एनकरेज कर सकते हैं. प्रमोट्स इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटीज. Every child has a chance to succeed. While we are providing them equal opportunity in teaching learning process. Important point. When we are talking about the classroom, तो एक बड़ी सिस्टम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. इन द क्लासरूम जहाँ पर सब्जेक्ट टीचर्स हैं, क्लास टीचर है, तो वहां पर ड्यूरिंग द क्लासरूम द चाइल्ड नीड्स सपोर्ट, एंड हु कैन प्रोवाइड दिस सपोर्ट which are surrounding to the child. So what we can do in it is a strategy where a student needs academic, emotional and social support. हमने क्या किया, बच्चे के साथ, बच्चे के चिल्ड्रन विद स्पेशल नीड्स के साथ हमने एक स्टूडेंट को रखा जो उसकी हेल्प करेगा एकेडमिकली भी, इमोशनली भी, और जो भी बैरियर्स आ रहे हैं उन पे भी फोकस करेगा, ताकि बच्चे की जो लर्निंग है, दोनों बच्चों की लर्निंग जो है वो हो सके. व्हाई इट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट? फोस्टर्स इंक्लूजन. इट एनकरेज मीनिंगफुल कनेक्शन एंड फ्रेंडशिप. एक तो इंक्लूजन हुआ, जो हमारा स्टूडेंट है उसने भी बच्चे की नीड को समझा, स्टूडेंट जो चिल्ड्रन विद स्पेशल नीड्स है उनका भी सोशलाइजेशन हुआ, इंटरेक्शन हुआ क्लासरूम में। इससे दोनों बच्चे अपने थॉट्स को शेयर करेंगे, कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्डअप होगा, एम्पैथी डेवलप होगी, एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग डेवलप होगी, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी भी आएगी स्टूडेंट्स में। यहाँ पर हाउ द बडी सिस्टम वर्क्स, we can assign buddies, trained buddies or peer mentors are thoughtfully assigned. What are the roles of buddies? Classroom support, helping with the task and participation, smooth transition like guiding between the activities, giving them proper instructions, and sometimes if the students need repeated instructions, the buddy can also provide these instructions whenever it is required. Social integration, engaging in playtime and lunch, instruction clarity like explaining rules and instructions as per the need of the child. Next, inclusive classroom strategies. What should be the strategies used by the teachers during their inclusive classrooms? Visual aids and cues, charts, schedules, flashcards, gestures, इस तरीके की चीजें हम यूज कर सकते हैं ताकि जो for the better understanding of all learners. Flexible sitting, comfortable, quiet spaces हम रख सकते हैं जो focus करे diverse needs of the student. Differentiated instructions, tailored content, activities which can be audio-based, visuals, hands-on for the individual learning. Next, more inclusive classroom strategies like as we discussed, pairing and peer support, where we provide a buddy system and group activities, foster teamwork and social inclusion. Clear and simple instructions where we provide the step-by-step guidance to the students with repetition, aids, and children with processing or attention challenges. Celebrate small wins as we are providing them praise, stickers, and applause. Build confidence and motivation. Here we can provide them a safe environment which is non-judgmental. Accept their mistakes, reduce their fear of failure, and encourage their participation. What is assistive technology? Assistive technology refers to the tools, devices, or software which help children with special needs to learn, communicate, move, or participate more independently. Why these assistive technologies are important? For providing independence. It helps the child to boost their confidence and builds autonomy in daily tasks. They can use these tools to work in their daily life. Bridges gaps. It enhances the communication abilities, learnings, and mobility of the students. Enhances the accessibility. Like makes it personal and inclusive as well. Next. Examples of assist, like areas of support and tools and devices which we can use. Communication, AC devices, speech generating apps, reading and writing, text-to-speech software, audiobooks, keyboard overlays. Learning support के लिए we can use visual timers, interactive whiteboards, screen readers, mobility, wheelchairs, walkers, adaptive sitting. And for the sensory regulation, we can use noise cancelling headphones, fidget tools. These tools empower children with special needs and fostering great independence and inclusion. Next. Fostering inclusive learning environment, जो अभी हमने discuss किया. So these are the steps which we can take for better understanding of the children's abilities and moving beyond the disabilities. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavanya ma'am. That was really very insightful and very important for all of us as well to keep an eye out and know. We also feel that students that go to these schools are in fact students the ones with special needs, we call them specially abled students because, of course, their abilities are not just restricted to one particular domain. They might be fabulous in many, many domains, and it just needs to be discovered. So that is really insightful. Now, in terms of questions, we have a few that have come on our WhatsApp group. So I'll just read it to you and perhaps you can answer those.
Okay, ma'am.
So one, I think this has come from a parent. So I am guessing, but I'll read the question out to you in any case. So the question is, with respect to the students, or I think they're talking about their children, since schools are not able to have one teacher and each of them have different abilities, so since the schools are not able to dedicate one resource per student, what is the best way for them to allocate or choose a school?
The thing which you can do, if the student has problem like any disability, I would say, you can, as a shadow teacher, you can also go to the school and you can also provide the student a shadow teacher in this case, so that they can also work on the abilities of the child in the school environment, giving them prompting, and after that you can fade these things. Yes, this is the answer from my side.
Right. All right, I'll read the other question to you. The next one is, since schools have students with various disabilities, what type of students can be clubbed together in the same activity? What type of disabilities, I guess, that can be covered under the same activity so the students feel engaged?
Could you please repeat this question again, ma'am?
Yeah, in a school environment, because there are students of different abilities, what type of disabilities, so as to speak, can be clubbed together so that the students all feel engaged?
Yes, ma'am, we can provide the various opportunities and group students in this way. Like ग्रुपिंग जब भी हम करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स की, हम ये फोकस करते हैं कि सभी स्टूडेंट्स को अपॉर्चुनिटीज मिले। एक ग्रुप में हमारे स्टूडेंट्स बिलो मतलब लाइक चिल्ड्रन स्पेशल नीड्स भी हो सकते हैं, पीयर ग्रुप्स जो हैं वो एकेडमिकली अच्छे भी हो सकते हैं, कुछ हो सकते हैं जिनके इंटरेस्ट डिफरेंट हो। तो जब हम ग्रुपिंग कर रहे हैं तो वी शुड नॉट फोकस ऑन कि हमने एक एबिलिटीज का ग्रुप हमने डिफरेंट बना दिया। वी शुड मेक इट होमोजेनियस ग्रुप्स इन विच ऑल टाइप ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स शुड बी इन वन ग्रुप। लाइक वेरियस ग्रुप्स शुड बी इंक्लूड ऑल द स्टूडेंट्स, ऑल डाइवर्स नीड्स, आई वुड से।
अच्छा, ठीक है, I hope that answers their question. Just give me a minute. There's a clarification on this question that we are seeking. Just one moment, please.
Sure, ma'am.
Ma'am, I think this relates to the buddy system. If you can just talk about the buddy system a bit more.
Yes, ma'am. In buddy system, we do two things. First, हम क्या करते हैं, एक जो पीयर एजुकेटर या पीयर सपोर्टर है उसको हमने ऐड किया स्टूडेंट के साथ, और वही हेल्प कर सकता है स्टूडेंट की वेरियस लेवल लाइक सोशली, एकेडमिकली या क्लासरूम में जो फूड हैबिट्स हो गई बच्चे की उसमें। बट सेकंड हम ये कर सकते हैं, हर स्टूडेंट को कुछ ड्यूरेशन के लिए हम प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं अपॉर्चुनिटी जहां पर स्टूडेंट जो है वो हेल्प करेगा चिल्ड्रन विद स्पेशल नीड्स की। इससे क्या है कि बच्चे को भी हैबिट डेवलप होगी इंटरेक्ट करने के लिए वेरियस पीयर्स अराउंड द स्टूडेंट। लाइक एक ही बच्चे की हैबिट डेवलप नहीं होगी, वो भी बार दूसरे बच्चों से भी इंटरेक्ट कर पाएगा। सो दिस वी कैन डू इन इट।
तो मैम ये तो हुआ एक इंक्लूसिव स्कूल में जहां सब बच्चे एक ही स्कूल में हैं, बट व्हाट अबाउट एक्सक्लूसिव स्कूल्स जहां सिर्फ स्पेशल नीड्स के बच्चे पढ़ते हैं, उसमें ये अडॉप्ट हो पाएगा या कैसे करेंगे?
मैं एक अपना एग्जांपल देती हूँ।
बिल्कुल।
जैसे मैं ग्रुप्स में जब स्टूडेंट्स को करा रही होती हूँ एक्टिविटीज, तो वहां पर मेरे पास इंटेलेक्चुअली डिसेबल्ड स्टूडेंट्स भी हैं, चिल्ड्रन विद इंटेलेक्चुअल डिसेबिलिटी, चिल्ड्रन विद ऑटिज्म एंड विद स्लो लर्नर्स, the students which learns their own pace. So what I do, I give them opportunities that today we are going to the classroom of this student, and would you please come with me? स्टूडेंट सुनते हैं, चलते हैं, एंड दे हेल्प, लाइक ये जो एल्मनैक है, डायरी है, आप होल्ड करोगे इस स्टूडेंट का, मैं इसका हैंड पकड़ लूं, तो दे स्टार्ट्स डूइंग दीज ऑल एक्टिविटीज टू. सो हम ये चीज एक्सक्लूसिव स्कूल्स में भी यूज कर सकते हैं, जहां पर हम उनको भी अपॉर्चुनिटीज प्रोवाइड कर सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को, कि आज हम एक काम करेंगे, हम इस तरीके से हेल्प करेंगे इस स्टूडेंट की. तो उनको भी अच्छा लगता है, छोटी छोटी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज जब मिलती हैं और बच्चे सुनते हैं और करते भी.
एक और क्वेश्चन आया है, इन टर्म्स ऑफ रिवॉर्डिंग students, what in your experience has been the best type of reward जो हम बच्चों को दे सकते, students को दे सकते हैं, so that they feel special?
रिवॉर्ड्स जो होते हैं वैसे तो एज पे भी डिपेंड करता है स्टूडेंट्स की, but initially we can provide them tangible rewards like stars, stickers, but it develops the habit of gaining something from the teachers. So here we can provide them praise. We can also do the student, if the student has done any task, तो हम उस स्टूडेंट के लिए क्लैपिंग करा सकते हैं क्लास में. या फिर हमने क्या किया कि जो बोर्ड्स होते हैं क्लासरूम में, नोटिस बोर्ड्स, उन पर स्टूडेंट्स के स्टार्स के साथ नाम लगा दिया कि देखो इस स्टूडेंट ने कितने अच्छे से पूरी एक्टिविटी को किया. तो इस तरीके के रिवॉर्ड्स देना ज्यादा बेटर है.
Right. I'm just going to wait another minute to see if there's another question or not. Just give me one moment, please. I think everybody who is on the session and attending the session can recognize the passion that you have for the special schools and the students. Aap jaise, you know, the way you're telling it, and you're so young, but you have extensive experience. आपने बहुत interest लिया है इस topic पे, and I think जो सारे schools attend कर रहे हैं, there are parents who will view this video, students as well. And the teachers, उनको clearly पता लगेगा कि आप कितने passionate हो इसके लिए, and that is wonderful. That's very nice to see. So
thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for providing this opportunity to me to express my views on this topic.
Yeah, that's the reason why we wanted to have this medium, so that schools on a national level will get to hear from everyone about what's happening in another part of India and how can it be assimilated and so on. So but thank you for sharing your views, क्योंकि आप एक अलग perspective लाते हैं, जो आप बोलेंगे क्या पता किसी को पता है, नहीं पता है. So we can all gain knowledge from it. I know that me and my team, we learn with every webinar. Even though हम इस field में काम करते हैं, but still there's something जो आ जाता है जो हमें पहले पता नहीं होता है. So it's wonderful to see that. And I'll just check for questions. Lavanya ma'am, just one moment, please. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
I think that's about it. I think the other questions are sort of, we'll approach you later on with whatever other questions have come, so that you can answer those. But that's about the questions that we have. So I'll hand it over now to Akanksha ma'am, who will take you to the rest of the session. Yeah, so thank you for everybody who joined, and Lavanya ma'am, thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Go.
For this session, we will get the Google form and circulate this to our group. Right, Lavanya ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for everyone, do join us for the next session, webinar 5 on Friday, August 29 at 11 a.m. We will continue our journey with a new theme and expert insights. Do like, share, subscribe of our channel. And thank you, Lavanya ma'am, for sharing your time, expertise, and voice with our audience.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We sincerely thank you for being a part for the Beyond Boundaries webinar on understanding special needs. Your presence reflects a shared commitment to building inclusive, compassionate, and supportive learning environments. Thank you very much, and see you on the other side of the Beyond Boundaries webinar 5.